My name's Adam Quinney and I've been a livestock farmer since I was so high to a grasshopper. We've got livestock on our farm with mainly sheep and cattle, and we've been shut down with TB now for about 18 months, which is the first time our farm has ever had TB, and we farm in the Midlands. Badgers in the wildlife form a circle of disease with the cattle. The cow coughs, gets some bacteria in its food, that swallows that, it goes into the muck. The muck is an ideal area, a cow pat for worms and things that the badgers love to eat. So the badgers go and scuttle around in that muck, they ingest the bacteria. Their infection is around the kidneys of the badger. So every time the badger urinates, it spreads that disease back onto the pasture, the cows go and eat the grass, and the whole cycle starts again. So at the moment we're busy, if people are shut up with TB, we test our cows every 60 days and we cull anything that reacts at the very early stages of the disease. But unless we remove this wildlife reservoir of disease in these hotspots, then this disease will carry on and on and on, and we'll never get on top of it. The only way we're going to beat this disease of TB in cattle and in badgers is through many measures. Controlling wildlife is going to be part of it. Developing new vaccines for the future. Better testing of cattle. Better controls of cattle. Controls that actually mean something. Control of alpacas that can spread disease. Licensing how badgers are released into the wild so they don't further spread the disease again. Control of wildlife is only one measure, but it is a very important measure, especially in the hotspot areas. But cattle farmers around the country are looking at better biosecurity measures, better testing regimes, better licensing and so on, because we realise there's a whole raft of things we can do to beat this disease. And beat this disease we want to do. The hotspot areas where lots of cattle have been confirmed with TB over a long period of time. So it wouldn't be a farm like mine that's only recently got TB. It's where some of these guys have been shut down for 10, 15 years, testing their cattle every 60 days, and that test is a 2-day test, so it's a lot of work, and it means they can't sell their cattle on to other people. So it's really affected these family farms in these areas. Generations worth of genetics are being lost, and people's whole lifetime's work is also being lost through this terrible disease. Well, we're doing everything on our farm that we can to keep badgers away from sensitive areas like our feed stores, where we feed cattle in the winter. We're spending quite a bit of money raising all the feed troughs out in the fields so the badgers can't get in as well. We're also raising all our water troughs so the badgers can't drink out the same water as the cattle. We're even putting water in the hedge for the badgers to drink so they don't have to go to the water trough. But I've got 40 kilometres of fencing on my farm. Trying to fence that to make it badger proof is impossible. You've got gardens, you know what it's like if you've ever seen a badger in a garden, these are amazing creatures that can dig through anything. I'd have to put a 3-foot concrete buried wall around our farm to keep the badgers out. And also, if I was to do that, what would the badgers eat? So, no, what we need to do is make sure we've got a healthy badger population. And I've been talking to farmers all over the country, and we're looking at new ways, innovative ways, of stopping the spread of this disease into the wildlife. Because one thing we've learnt from this control, all the pilot areas of controlling badgers, is, and I take this message to farmers that are free of TB, you do not want to get TB into your badgers, and more farmers are doing more work to stop the spread of disease into the wildlife. This trial, because we already know that controlling wildlife helps to control TB, but this trial shows that we can do it cost effectively with farmers working together in a cull that can happen quickly and efficiently and at least cost, and kills the number of badgers that we need to do. And you know, I was brought up in the countryside, and from an early age we've watched badgers. I like badgers, I do not dislike badgers. I also like hedgehogs, I like all of our animals on the farm. I'm interested in the wildlife on my farm. This is not something we do lightly as a farmer.